Hey, Angel here for mynexttablet.com. In front of me I've got the new Lenovo Yoga Book that was introduced during IFA 2016 here in Berlin, and it's maybe the most interesting, probably the most interesting tablet of this whole year. It is a tablet or convertible, however you want to call it. Let's quickly check out the design before we look inside the internal hardware. We've got this kind of Lenovo Yoga design with this nice hinge here that we've known for a while from more bigger convertibles. It's very nice. The build quality here is very nice. So basically with this device you get a tablet that's running Windows 10 or Android Marshmallow depending on the version you're getting. Basically you'll have a standard tablet on this side, and this is kind of a Wacom tablet. It's very similar. You have a kind of on-screen tastature, touchpad tastature, and you can use it also to draw. If you press this stylus button there, then you have a standard Wacom tablet. It works exactly the same like if you go out and buy a Wacom tablet and put it onto your laptop. It works very similar and it works very nice. So that's basically what we're getting here. It's very slim, the build quality is very nice. So let's take a look inside the device itself. This one has an 10-inch display, of course, and it has a full HD resolution with 1920 by 12,000. Inside runs an Intel Atom processor. It's the X5 Z8550, so it's actually the newest high-end Atom that we have out there right now. Most Windows tablets are released with the Z8350, which is much lower end. The cheaper one goes up to 1.92 GHz and this one goes up to 2.4 GHz. So there will be a performance difference and you will notice a difference if you compare those two platforms directly. There's also 4 GB of memory inside, which is quite important as well if you want to use a lot of apps. And the storage has a capacity of up to 64 GB. So that's the internal hardware. Let's quickly go around the device. We've got a webcam over here, then the 10-inch display, another webcam here at the bottom. Then you have this kind of big touchpad or big Wacom tablet. On the back there's nothing, and on this back there's nothing as well except the Lenovo logo. We have this very nice hinge here that feels very high-end. On this side we have a USB Type-C port, a micro SD card slot that you have to put out with this little metal thing to pop it out. Then we have an HDMI out, we have a volume, we have a speaker over there, of course. On this side nothing much. Then you have a power button, another speaker, a volume rocker, and a headset port over there. So let's take a look at this interesting stylus and Wacom tablet and one. So on here is Windows 10 right now. As I said, you can get it with Android as well. That will be Android Marshmallow. And I think the version with Windows is the most interesting since we have all those stylus features built in and you can actually get some work done. By the way, if you don't like to draw or type digitally, you can just use this paper thing. It's just like a normal old style notebook with paper where you can write on paper with real ink. But if you don't want to write with real ink, you can use this stylus. This is then active stylus that we know from the Wacom tablets, and it works exactly like a Wacom tablet. I use a Wacom tablet regularly and it just works like one, as if you would connect it to your normal notebook. So let's just do some testing here. We've got this drawing app and you can use it just like a standard Wacom tablet. You can also draw on the screen, by the way, if you prefer that, but also on here like a Wacom tablet. And let's just do some testing. We can open this notepad here and maybe open the on-screen keyboard, and then let's choose, we have to change the language. There we go. Let's choose the handwriting recognition that's built into Windows 10, so we can write. It's just like a Wacom tablet. This is a built-in handwriting recognition that we've known in Windows 10 for a long time now. So if you don't want to use the stylus, if you want to have a normal keyboard, you can press this stylus button over here, and then kind of touchpad on-screen keyboard pops up. So So there are no buttons that you can actually press down like you could with a normal keyboard. This is all like on screen, and you have the haptic feedback. It's like a vibration feedback like you have with a normal on-screen keyboard on your normal tablet or phone. So we can type a bit. Alright, it's actually not too bad to write on here, but what you have to remember is if you want to type without looking at it, you have to see first where you're placing your fingers, because there's nothing to orientate yourself, because it's just a kind of on-screen touchpad keyboard. So you have to look a little bit where you're typing if you are used to typing without looking at your hands. Otherwise, it feels quite nice. It might be a little bit better to type on here than on the standard 10-inch keyboard docks that you get with 10-inch tablets. Yeah, we have to test that when it comes out. By the way, there's also a touchpad then kind of drawn on here if you activate this keyboard. So overall, this is a very, very interesting and maybe very nice tablet that Lenovo is releasing with this Yoga Book. Yeah, a mix between tablet, Wacom tablet and netbook, I guess. It's very, very interesting. I'm not sure if the hardware is not a little bit too weak, because with the stylus it would be very nice to run Photoshop and do some picture editing with the stylus like you would with a standard Wacom tablet. The Intel Atom X5 is the fastest Atom X5 out there right now, but obviously it's not comparable to a Core i. You will be able to run Photoshop on here, but with too big files, too much data, then I'm sure the tablet here will slow down quite a bit, but we have to test it once it comes out. This is the Lenovo Yoga Book. I'm NJ from mynexttablet.com. Thanks for watching.